All right, everybody, we're back. Had a little break from the weekly updates, not because I don't love you, but because I've been really busy doing some other things. Things that had to get done that consumed a lot of my attention. All right. That involved finished moving, a lot of cleaning, organization around the gym. I know a lot of it might not be as exciting because you can't see it, but in the background of this facility, there's a lot of stuff. And it had to be cleaned up, purged, organized, and I've been going hard on getting these various storage places, spaces organized, because if you have a room that doesn't get seen a lot, it just tends to collect a lot of shit. And we have approximately 13 years worth of stuff, and we just combined two places stuff into one. So there's a lot of purging going on, a lot of cleaning, a lot of organization. But short of the story is, these spaces are now something I would be proud to show somebody, versus before it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Just collection of stuff. So yeah, anyways, that's what I've been doing, and we got to get back to keeping you guys informed. Also, wasn't a huge amount to chat about, and sometimes I honestly feel like I'm just regurgitating on here, right? And I don't want to get like that. So trying to keep it fresh, things that you need to know, things that are going on and whatnot around the gym, so forth. So trying to keep it fresh. And I say that with my educational content too. Fitness and health in its purest form is very simple. You need to work out consistently, do strength training. You need to do cardiovascular training, your mobility, stability work. You need to eat healthy, whole food. You need to optimize your sleep. You need to make sure you hydrate, avoid alcohol as best as possible. I mean, these are just same fundamentals that I just keep regurgitating over and over. But those of us who actually do that day, week, month, year over year, well, you have the results to show for it. So, I got some content ideas. In the reorganization, I got this podcast studio rebuilt, organized. It's actually in my office now. Got some content plans coming there. Hopefully some fresh stuff that's not just regurgitated garbage. It's all over the content world. All right. Some things that might inspire, entertain, and educate you. We'll see. So let's get into the topics. Topics today. Got the full committed club list of 2025, the people that did 12 visits per month for 12 consecutive months or got 200 plus visits in the year, right? That's the two ways to get on the annual committed club, all right? Those people will get a earned, not bought shirt. Can't buy it. It's earned. It's our gift to you. And those 68 people, we got the design, we got the list, and our goal is to get those hopefully done in March, right? That is the goal. Shirt's cool, proud of it, I like it, and excited to give it to you 68 awesome people. We have our 2,000 visit club. It's not attendees. They're not nominees. They already made it. Right. We have 3 additional people who made the 2,000 visit club this past year. We got Brianne Sullivan from 5 a.m. She made it, crossed the 2,000 barrier. Nicole Sweeney made it from 5 a.m., crossed the 2,000 barrier. And we got Jill McKorzik made it, crossed the 2,000 barrier. Jill goes to quite a few different classes. I see her at, sometimes 7, sometimes 9, mostly midday. Jill, Nicole, and Brianne have been here. This is a 10 plus year achievement. It's pretty badass, right? These folks have truly committed to their health and fitness. They're consistent. They're obviously diehards in the community, and we are truly blessed to have them and to add them to the ceiling of fame with the other folks that are up there. And it is awesome and exciting to see all these 3 people roll over, and we got a couple more coming up that are going to be rolling over. And it's kind of emotional to see folks really buying into what we do for the last 10 plus years and achieve this massive milestone. Like, what I know personally, what some of these people have overcome in their personal life and accomplished, it's awesome. It's awesome. And they're a testament to consistency and prioritizing their health and just kicking ass. And super proud of them. Super proud of them. So that was a really exciting thing to hang up their banners. Got them displayed up there. And like I said, got a couple more that are going to be rolling over in 2026. And I got a feeling like we're going to have to figure out, like, that ceiling's going to get full at some point. It's going to be awesome. Really excited about it. Got the January 2026 committed club just posted to the Instagram. The list is in here. This is the month of January. All those who did 12 or more visits. All right. Reason it was delayed: 1, I was busy, but 2, we have a little bit of logistical, administrative issues kind of going on. All right. One thing I've noticed is not everybody is checking into class. Now, us coaches, we do the best that we can. We do. Attendance is a very important KPI. And for those of you, that's fancy business lingo for key performance indicator. It is something I do track as the custodian of this establishment. All right. It is something we track. So as coaches, I do try to make sure we are getting accurate attendance of our classes. All right. It is important, but it's not perfect. Okay. When you have a busy class and you're trying to get people warmed up, or you're just finishing a class and then your next class is coming in, that's where the problem typically lies. You're finishing up coaching your one class and the next class is rolling in. You're rolling into their warm up, seeing how their day's going, watching people move, talking about injuries, whatever is going on. Either way, sometimes getting people checked in is missed, and getting an accurate head count, looking around and whatnot, going back to the computer. You guys get it. Our job and goal is to coach you when you're in class, not be administrative crazies. So although I do encourage and remind my coaches to make sure attendance is accurate, because it is a key performance indicator for the business, it's not perfect. And what we've had to clean up a little bit is going back through. There have been a lot of people in class that I see every day that they weren't on the list. I'm like, I literally see this person almost every single day, and they didn't make it. So I had to go back and look. Well, they're signing up for class in the app, but when they would get here, they wouldn't check in either on the app or on the iPad. So just a friendly reminder, it does help us track, but it also guarantees your visit counts. Okay, so if you want to be a part and tracked on the committed club, I know some of you guys just take those postcards and huck them in the trash. I know some of you guys have photo albums that collect them as memorabilia of your accomplishments. Do as you will. I like seeing it. I like seeing the names on the list. It makes my heart happy. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, it should, right? I want to make my heart happy here. But checking into class does help. So it's a 2-step process. Just a reminder: signing up and checking in. You know, classes that are at capacity, which there's only one, it's 5 a.m. That class is over capacity, but the rest of them are hovering around there in a nice, safe, healthy spot. So signing up for class on your way to the gym or whatnot, it's still very doable. You don't have to be booking weeks in advance yet. It's not really the long-term, that's not the goal. But if classes are hitting capacity, we need to sign up and check in, right? It's just a friendly reminder on that. Enough of that stuff. So recap, all the committed stuff, club stuff, just went over it, right? Rock on. Proud of you guys. We got HYROX coming this weekend in Vegas. Large group of us have been training pretty good for it. All right. This has been one of the first events that I have legitimately trained for personally in a long time. All right. Typically, I just do things for funsies. And although this is fun, I want to legitimately train for it because we are a HYROX affiliate. I like the event. At least I like what I think I like about the event. I've never done one. This is my first one. But us being a HYROX affiliate, I wanted to understand the chemistry between CrossFit and training for HYROX and competing at HYROX. I wanted to understand it as an athlete and then also as a coach who is guiding a group of about 30 people preparing for this event in Vegas. And we are competing this weekend. Starts on Friday, ends on Sunday. JP and I are doing the men's pro division. That is Friday night, but we got people doing female teams, male team. We have mixed teams. We have individuals throwing down. So people from the gym will be competing all weekend long. I haven't been able to find information yet if it's going to be live stream. Some of their big events are live stream. You'd think Vegas is a big event. It's really, I guess, not. It's one of their regular events. The Phoenix one that happened a couple weeks ago was one of their mega events. It's a big one. So that was live streamed. So I don't know. I don't know what that looks like yet. Again, this is my first one, right? My first one. And my goal as owner of Double Edge and the self-appointed HYROX coach at Double Edge, and because we are a HYROX affiliate also, I wanted to make sure I fully understood to the best of my capability, training for one, coaching people one, and then also participating in one to, fully understand it. It's been fun. It's been fun to train for. It's gotten me outside of my comfort zone. I'm not somebody that is traditionally very enthused about running, and there's 5 miles of running in this event. And you have to run fast. If you want to be somewhat competitive, you have to run fast. And it's gotten me pretty fit. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the training the last 3 months and breaking into this domain. Downside is some of the weights and various Olympic lifts and power lifts and stuff do feel a lot heavier. So when you're running, I've increased running 2 to 3 days per week, approximately 2 to 3 hours per week of running on top of regular class training, not in replacement of, on top of. It's been cool. It's been cool. So I'm looking forward to Vegas this weekend. I'm looking forward to getting a lot more insights and understanding the event, the flow of the event, how it's run, the excitement, trials, tribulations that come from it, how the community, all of our members do, what they think of it. And based on how the weekend goes, I'm kind of planning on doing 1 or 2 of these destination HYROX events, organizing it, training for it, and leading a group of people training for it, once or twice a year that are a destination, all right, as a gym. So, and then also have a framework and a foundation to be able to help others who are going to go and do a HYROX. And, it'd be impossible to get behind every HYROX event as a community. So I'm going to choose maybe 1 or 2 per year that we as a community get behind and, train for, and I coach and support and so forth, because it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. So we got that. Something just beeped at me. So if this camera shuts down and you see me throw a temper tantrum, you know why. Next, we have the CrossFit Open. You guys remember that thing? I do. All right, we got 3 weeks of the CrossFit Open. It's starting February 26th, so here, 10 days. All right, it starts, workout gets released on Thursdays, and you have till Sunday to do it. It's 3 weeks long, so we start on the 26th. Last weekend's March 16th. And as always, we're going to do it as the Friday workout, right? It's going to be the workout of the day on Friday. Right now, there are 2 people officially signed up for the Open. I feel like I need to say this every year. Signing up for the CrossFit Open is for you and you alone, right? You can sign up, be on the worldwide leaderboard. You have to have a judge you. And we do that in class. So if you're signing up and officially competing in the Open, you'll work with another person and judge and so forth. And you throw down, you submit your score, and you just kind of track it for your own personal growth and development. And yeah, so we got that going on. We're going to run in group class. We may organize something in the afternoon in the later classes. I got to talk to Ryan Perry. Ryan is vying for another spot, competing for another spot, chance to make it to the CrossFit Games this year in teenage division. It is her final year in the teenage division. She's been training hard for it. She wants to get back to the games, and we're going to set up a scenario to be able to make it exciting for her, throwing down on this open. All right. So if you guys want to be a part about that, throwing down at the same time, we're going to organize something in the afternoon. More information to come about that, where it's a throwdown for those 3 weeks. And yeah, the opportunity to be in a little competitive environment for you and have some excitement, and then also cheer on one of our own who legitimately is trying to qualify for the CrossFit Games and has a very, very good chance of making it. So it's pretty exciting. Super proud of her. Literally watched her grow up in the gym from when she was about 2 years old. And it's rad. All right. So we're going to be there for her. Next thing, talk about the RTO Reno Tahoe Odyssey is coming up May 29th and 30th. Now, Double Edge has 2 teams. We have one 12-person team and one ultra team that are going to be in the RTO this year. The ultra team's already full. If you want to be on the backup reserve list for that, it's about 30 miles of running, and it's really hard to fill those spots. Not many people are too keen on jumping in on that. But if you want to be on if you might be interested, let me know, because right now everybody's pretty healthy, and I think we're all going to be just fine. But yeah, so we got that. We got the 12-person team. But what I'm really getting at here is there are a lot of members in the gym that participate in the RTO, various other teams. I mean, there's a lot of companies that put in a team and this and that. And I want to talk about training for the RTO. All right. I've never done anything official when it comes to training and preparing for the RTO. Every time I've done it just on group class training. I've never put in a ton of miles. I've never put in a ton of running focus for the RTO. Was that a good idea? Was that a bad idea? Let's talk about the downside of it. My ability to do it was there from general training. Now, would I have felt better running and maybe run faster if I did a little bit of specificity leading up to the RTO? And this year, I want to bring that specificity to the RTO that I've brought for HYROX. What that looks like, it's a blend of managing group class training appropriately to get value out of your running training. So we want to make sure we're getting value out of the running training, but we're not just letting all of our other fitness go away. There's no reason to do that. I believe, and we'll find out this weekend, that we have successfully trained for HYROX doing a blend of CrossFit, our regular group class, and then adding running in intentionally on top of it in a meaningful way. And I want to bring that kind of concept to the RTO. So you'll see in Sugar WOD, there is the HYROX track. That's where I'm putting the running programming that our HYROX athletes are doing and following in concert with group class. And I also have a WhatsApp group for the HYROX community where I'm coaching them through, giving them ideas, tips, tricks, things to think about, how to approach group class the coming week in conjunction with the running. What should we prioritize on any given day? Also been meeting with people one-on-one, going through their schedules, talking about how they can optimize their training time allowance for their given week. It looks a little different than mine. I own a gym. I live at a gym. My training allowance looks a little different. A lot of people have full-time jobs, kids, this and that. So we go through, what we do is we sit down and we look, okay, this is what your training time allowance is. How do we optimize it to get the best out of training for this specific event? That event being HYROX. Going forward, After this weekend, I'm going to transition that into training and preparing people for the RTO. So what I'm going to do, I will have a WhatsApp group for everybody in the gym that's training for the RTO. All right. So if you are on another team and you're training for the RTO, but you want my coaching and guidance, they will be there. I will also have a HYROX workout, running workout, and an RTO running workout programmed 2 to 3 days per week in SugarWOD. And you'll be able to just click over and see what those running workouts are. Those running workouts will be based on participating on a 12-man team. Now, depending on which legs you are for the RTO, kind of depends. You might need a little more specificity for your runs. And this is where I like to open up my calendar. I want you guys, if you need to, I'd love you to book a time. This is part of being a member here. I have a public calendar just for Double Edge members where we can sit down and look at what the training for you personally looks like preparing for the RTO, and we lay that out for you. And then I'm a resource coach here helping guide you down that road. Now, I'm not saying that I am the know-all be-all when it comes to running. I'm not. But I know a little bit. Okay, I know a little bit. Right? I've been around a while. And the whole fitness stuff. Okay. And again, proof of concept will be proven this weekend if everybody has a good time and feels like they had a great performance. But I'm going to roll that same concept, how we train for HYROX, into the RTO to help our members get ready for the RTO this year appropriately, with a combination of strategically combining group class training with running and how to approach that. And then I am here to meet with you guys one-on-one. If you're a member of the gym, let's meet up. Let's go over what your week looks like, what your recovery looks like, what your nutrition looks like, and dial in training for this event. Now, I will say, if you're doing group class 3 to 5 days per week, you can get through the RTO. Granted, if you have legs like Dog Valley, Emerald Bay, that Kingsbury grade one, some of the gnarly hill climbs going into Virginia City, we need to get some more hill runs and some things on top of group class into that. If you have some of the longer grindy legs, you can grind it out with our group class training. Lots of people have done it year over year over year, but it's advantageous to get some miles on the legs to make it more comfortable and a more pleasurable experience. And we can do that. Okay, I can help guide that. I'm going to program running specifically for it with notes, tips, and tricks on how to approach training each week. All right. So again, you guys, you want to dial in your RTO this year, you're a member at the gym, I'm here to help. All of our coaches are here to help, but I am doing the RTO. I'm doing on the ultra team. We're going to be training for it, and I want to share my knowledge and everything I'm learning and doing with you guys and help you, achieve these goals too. That's why I do this. All right. That's why the gym's here, to help you guys achieve awesomeness. So hit me up, use me, use all the coaches. We're here to be resources. We're here to help. We're here to guide. And I do believe I have a nice blend of maintaining strength relative to my increased running that's been really good in balancing group class and running capacity in a very meaningful, productive way. Outside of rolling my ankle, running down the Truckee River Trail, I've done this training cycle the last 3 months, feeling pretty freaking awesome. And I've put a lot of thought into it, a lot of effort into it, and a lot of focus and detailed focus into it. So you guys, I'm here to help. We're going to transition into the RTO next week with running focus on that. All right, cool. We got two little housekeeping things, saved them for the end. So chances are you didn't even make it to this far, but hopefully you did. And those of you awesome people who are still with me, got a couple things. I want to talk about permanently storing your things at the gym. And I just want to send out a friendly reminder. The cubbies out here in the gym area are for day use. They're not for annual use, overnight use, right? They really are for day use only. Because if you have all your shit stored in a cubby, and then the afternoon class or the morning class comes in and they're trying to put their stuff somewhere to do their workout, and everything's already full because people are leaving their stuff here, we don't have enough cubbies for each one of our members. I don't know of any gym of scale that would ever be able to pull that off in a meaningful way. So there's weightlifting shoes, there's weight vests. Those are the two big ones, you guys. And I know nobody wants to drive around with their weightlifting, with their Murph vest, their weight vest all the time. But I also see them never used. Now we're going to start training for Murph here pretty soon. You're going to see a little more weight vest kind of workouts come up. And I'm trying to think through of a reasonable storage system that we could store vests here potentially. But I'm not coming up with anything just yet. And I don't want them left in the cubbies year round, all the time, not used, just collecting dust. So you guys, if you have one of those weight vests or bags or whatever stuffed out there in the cubbies, I would really appreciate it if we could treat all the members with respect and space of day use only on that front. On the flip side of that, I know some of you have recovery room memberships. And I've said this before, if you're on a recovery room membership and you would like a locker, I put a whole bunch of them in there. And you could take your stuff that you store out here and you would come talk to me and we get you a locker and you can keep your stuff in there. And that's fine. That's one of the perks of having a recovery room membership is I put all these lockers in there and I'm going to add more. I'm putting more in pretty soon because I have them and we're going to use them. And this is a great utility for them. And then you can keep your stuff here. But I have to know whose stuff's in what locker for two reasons. I need to make sure you're on an active recovery room membership. And second, if that locker starts stinking, I need to know who to go talk to because I'm going to throw it all away. So a little cleanliness and not just leaving your stink-ass week-long gym clothes in there. If I smell lockers starting to get ripe, I check them. I do check them. That's why I need to know who has lockers and whatnot, right? So if you're on a recovery room membership and you would like to use a locker, come talk to me and we can set one up for you, okay? That's something we can do. Everybody else, let's just respect the fact that these cubbies out here in the gym space are intended for day use. Okay, they're not intended for constant storage. And I'm going to be cleaning them out in the coming weeks. So just to give you a heads up on that, I will be going through them and I will be cleaning them out. What does that mean? Purely depends on my mood that day. Some days I'm in the mood when I'm cleaning that everything's just going to the dump. Some days when I'm in a mood and it's not that bad, I let people know like, hey, I got your stuff. What do you want me to do with it? Chances are nice weight vests and stuff, we're going to hold on to, but we got to clean it up. All right, we got to clean it up. And we got to make it usable for all of our members, not just a few. And I don't like seeing stuff stored on the countertops. I'm really trying to get to where we have a place that is clean, organized on all facets. And I'm still chipping away at it. I understand it's not perfect, but that's what I'm striving for, right? From the retail to the foam rolling area, to the coffee area, to the storage rooms, to how equipment's laid out. I'm really trying to I love this place. And I want it to be something that looks like, hey, I'm a good steward of it and I'm proud of it. And I take responsibility to make sure every member that walks in here has that same experience of walking into a clean, organized facility that looks like the person who runs the place actually gives a shit about it. Because I've walked into a bunch of gyms that don't look like that. And our goal is to make sure we are running a top-notch facility, not just from coaching standpoint, programming standpoint, but cleanliness and organization. And again, I'm not here to say we're perfect at it, but it is something that is high on my attention to detail list every single week. And the more we can keep things picked up and not stored around everywhere, the better. Right? So help me with that. Like I said, over the next couple of weeks, I will be going through all the cubbies. And take that for what it's will. All right. Stuff that's collecting dust, literally looks like months worth of dust, is going to be gone. So just giving you a heads up there. Next topic. Some folks have asked me, how do I get a picture on Sugar Wad? How do I get onto the Friday bangers that my brother takes? And I want to be fully transparent about this. It's damn near 100% luck, right? We're not professional photographers. It is something that my brother and I have enjoyed doing since a young age, like very young. I started taking pictures back when it was film, not necessarily Polaroid. Did some Polaroid, but back when it was film, all the way back in middle school, I was into photography. It is something we enjoyed doing that happens to benefit the business in our half-assed attempts at marketing, if you will. But there's no like, oh, we're taking this picture of this person to post it. No, we take a bunch of pictures. We're like, oh, that picture actually turned out pretty cool. Let's use that one. That's kind of how it works. A couple of things, though, when it comes to composition. We like good photo composition, right? I understand photo composition enough to be dangerous. My brother understands it very well. And honestly, he enjoys it way more than I do. I enjoy photos, but he really enjoys, like, he's good at it. He's really good at it. And when it comes to good composition, things that, help a little bit. Having a double-edged shirt on. That's going to be things we're going to take pictures, If you have a double-edged shirt with an American flag, you might have noticed that those become popular amongst where our camera just naturally goes. Looking like you're either having fun or working hard. Those two things kind of matter in composition. We want to post a workout photo of somebody either having a good time or, they're training hard. It's grungy, looking awesome. Moving well. I'm not going to post a photo of somebody that their form went to garbage. So moving well is typically, being able to capture that moment of nice, clean, crisp technique. Video, it's a bigger deal. That is something I will not post videos of. Well, one of us will be correcting you, hopefully, but posting videos of people not moving very well, it's not going to happen. Photos, good movement does help with composition. And then just my general mood. If I'm the guy taking the pictures, like if I feel amped up to take some pictures, and this comes and goes. Making this stuff is not something, making content is not something that just comes supernatural to me. I don't mind doing it, and I do enjoy photography, but I have to be kind of in a creative mindset. And I'm just not always there because I got a lot of other things to do to keep the gym going and flowing. So, like I said in the beginning, it is pretty much luck. It's not intentional one way or the other. We take some photos. If they turned out good, we use them. If they don't, I delete so many photos because, I screwed that one up. I screwed that one up. That's it. So it's nothing personal. I gave you the tips on maybe when we have the camera that you're going to get some photos. And then I've had members ask me if they can get photos done. I have zero problems coming and taking pictures of you in class. If you want photos and you want some photos, I've had members request photos of, like their significant others, their spouses and whatnot, because they've made them gifts, CrossFit gifts and whatnot. So I have no problems taking pictures. So if you want specific photos, whatever, just let us know. And we can make sure we get to one of your classes and take some photos. So that is the last kind of housekeeping thing, but just a little information on how the photos are chosen. We're just trying to be consistent with posting photos and, sharing exciting stuff, whatever. Like, I wish I could say there's some kind of marketing genius guru's brains behind this, but it's not. It's just us enjoying a little bit of photography and my brother on the end videography. I really don't like videography. It's extremely time consuming and you have to have a lot of patience for it. But yeah, that's it. Last thing, and this is a concept that I'm going to take to my social media, some blog writing, and various other things in regards to something I've been in deep thought about. And that has to do with, why do we keep giving up on ourselves? And I'm not saying we as in me and you, our members listening to this. I'm thinking from this from a lot further out perspective, looking at society, looking at our culture in this country, and frankly the world, but in this country, in our local community, just looking at the overall health of our community. And it's depressing. Like, it's not good. The physical capacity of the average American adult is absolutely terrible. Like, and it's sad. And that's going to translate into negative health span, negative lifespan, chronic illness, disease, sickness. It's going to translate into so many other things. And like, seeing the general physical health of our USA culture is very sad. And I'm raising 2 kids into this culture, if you will. And I think a lot about what it's going to look like as time goes on. And it's not overly exciting. And I'm trying to do my part here at the gym with our members, and you guys are crushing it. Like, I have to remind people every single week that if you're working out here consistently, you're probably most likely in the top 1 to 5% of work capacity, health, and fitness in society. And that's badass. And I know inside the gym, we get, a little bit competitive, like, well, this person's doing this and that. And like, yeah, we're comparing ourselves amongst ourselves, which is the top 5% of health and fitness in our society. And yeah, I'm generalizing a little bit there, but I bet I'm not too far off. And you look out amongst the people in society, and it's like, at what point did you give up on yourself? And I don't necessarily think there is one single, like, I woke up on Monday and I just said, fuck it. I'm no longer going to work out. I'm no longer going to pay attention to my health. I don't think anybody inherently gives 0 fucks. If that, I think most people, like, yeah, I want to be healthy. I want a good health span. I want to be here for my grandkids. I want to be active as I get older and whatnot. I think everybody wants that. But this is what I do think is happening. And it's this idea that came to my mind, that is my deep thought, philosophical thought. And it's this idea of death by 1,000 paper cuts. And it's these small little transgressions, if you will, against yourself on a small scale throughout each day, throughout each week, that compound so negatively over time. And because they're so small and feel so insignificant in the moment, that it doesn't feel like a big deal. And those continuously compound over the course of time, to where, in your 20s, you're fine. And then in your 30s, you get kids, job, career, this, that, and other, and things start kind of going a little sideways, but you're all right. Might be carrying an extra couple pounds around the waist, but all in all, I mean, you're feeling you're feeling okay, but then 40s hits. And I read this thing the other day. It's age 45 and age 60 are massive, like, potential cliffs where health falls off in society. So it seems that statistically, once you hit about age 45, unless you've been super intentional and purposeful with maintaining your health and fitness, your body takes a nosedive in health and lifespan at age 45. And then it takes another one at age 60. That's like the two breaking age points where health kind of falls to shit if we're not being too very proactive with our health, with our fitness, with making sure we're optimizing our nutrition, sleep, exercise, and so forth. And if we are optimizing, then those are no longer fall off points. Actually, they could still be building points for our long-term health. And I plan to be that person and still building. But this death by 1,000 paper cuts idea is something I'm going to continue to build upon and isolate. It's the little things. It's saying okay to the one donut at work. It's saying okay to going out with the friends that one night that week and getting drunk and having too many drinks. It's just that one time, right? It's just that one time. But it seems that over the course of weeks, months, and years, that one time turns into quite a few times. And then over the course of 10, 15 years, that all those little tiny one-offs actually accumulated into our health going to shit. And we need to remind ourselves that each decision actually matters. Each decision to work out matters. Each decision not to work out matters. What we choose to eat in this moment matters. What we choose not to eat in this moment matters. Like all these little micro reps of discipline, if you will, or micro transgressions against ourselves are what move the needle day, month, and year. Because on the flip side of that, it's like fitness. Doing one workout, you don't notice a huge like transformation from one workout. But when you've done 365 workouts, there's a whole different picture to who you are. And each one of those adds up. So each time you say yes adds up. Each time you say no adds up. And this goes for every single little piece of our health, from our sleep to our water intake, to the food we consume, to the stress and how we manage stress. Obviously, fitness and how we approach our training. It all adds up. And each time, no matter how small, the small things add up in a massive way to this idea of our society is dying by 1,000 paper cuts. It's not one individual blunt thing. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity, dementia, Alzheimer's, all this stuff is high blood pressure. It's not something that just happens like that. It's not like when the symptoms start showing up, it started to actually happen probably 5, 10 plus years before you actually started getting symptoms of those things. And it was a constant buildup of small transgressions against yourself, where our society is dying by 1,000 paper cuts. And we can flip that to 1,000 thriving by 1,000 reps of discipline. Saying no and yes to the small things on a daily basis add up to massive, to where when you're approaching your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you're not looking at this health cliff to fall off at 45 and the next health cliff to fall off at 60, if we're taking care and responsibility of these things. And that's, again, another reason I truly believe you need to surround yourself with people who actually give a shit about this stuff, because you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And when you're surrounded by a community like us, this gym, where we're striving to be in the top 1% of society, we're going to elevate each other to be the best. Okay. We're not going to be peer pressuring each other to kill our health. We're going to be peer pressuring each other to maximize our health. So surrounding yourself with the right kind of people to help you stay on track through this course of life, I think it's the most number one important thing. So your household, you, your spouse, your significant other, your kids, having that dialed matters. Who you surround yourself. I'm fortunate enough that my job is being surrounded by awesome, mindful people all day long. And it keeps me very engaged in the process of being healthy and fit. Also, my wife and my kids, we are extremely engaged as a household on what it means to be healthy and fit. And that's who I spend 99.9% of my time with. And because of that, I am, one, inspired, and two, responsible for leading this community down a healthy and fit lifestyle path. And we're going to thrive by 1,000 reps of discipline, and we're not going to die by 1,000 paper cuts. All right? That's my thought experiment. That's my philosophy experiment. It's something I'm going to continue to build upon a little bit. I have a lot more jumbling around in the brain on this topic. And yeah, we want to thrive into our later years. We want to have a high quality health span into the full length of our life. And it doesn't matter where you're at on your health and fitness journey right now. You can improve and build and be better tomorrow than you were today. All right. And we're here to help. I'm here to help. Coaches are here to help. So whether you're a member or not listening to this, we're here to help. If you are a Double Edge member, I'm definitely here to help you guys. A lot of my focus and energy is going towards optimizing you individually and being available. So if you need to meet up, need to chat, dive into some goals, injuries, nutrition, whatever, let's set it up. Let's do it. Let's meet. I'm not that scary. At least I don't think I am, but whatever. I think the people that have been meeting with me have been getting a good amount of value out of those meetings. So you guys, I'm here to help. I love you. Sorry this is long, but we had to get back at it. And yeah, peace.